So it's, I mean, believe it or not, it's 20 degrees. It's steaming here, absolutely red hot. But it's that time of the year, isn't it, where we go for kind of, I don't know, white linen-y, musky, kind of soft, pretty, kind of ethereal things where you don't want it too much. I mean, the other thing is citrus, but the kind of opposite to that is a kind of gentle, clean, musky. Should we call them white fragrances? I don't know. That kind of thing. I haven't decided on the title yet, so. But yeah, do you get what I mean? These are just kind of soft, tender, breezy, easy ones for the heat, really. That's all it is. Not particularly exciting, is it? But so be it. So first up on the list, we may as well get it out of the way, haven't we? And that's Kilian's Rolling in Love. Now we all know this one. I've spoke about it a lot. There's a lot of videos on it on my channel and stuff, isn't there? It's one of the best ever made, really. It certainly stands out for Kilian and that. And it's basically it's got touches of white florals in there, such as it's tuberose is quite a common note. I think there's magnolia or freesia, one of the two. You don't really get them, but it just adds to the kind of creamy floral aspect, I'd say. And then it's just these tons and tons of musks. The main kind of musk in there that stands out the most is ambrette, which, as we all know, is kind of my catnip. It's kind of got this kind of purr about it. It's really like just and you can't stop smelling it, and it kind of does funny things to you. The way all the notes kind of combine with this, especially the muskiness, gives you that soft, clean, tender skin, you know, kissing some skin with that kind of muskiness there. It's very beautiful, and it is a very, very easy one to wear. And it, especially in the heat, it kind of, the tuberosiness with the slight, it smells red, which is, but yeah, it's in a red bowl. But I think the the almond milk gives it this little hint of cherry, which makes it smell even more kind of carnal and chilled. It's a beautiful scent. So that's Kilian's Rolling in Love. I'm not going to waffle on loads with these. Next is another obvious predictable one. That's from Frederic Malle, and that's Musc Ravageur. Now, the version I have is probably very different to kind of the older versions. This one's perhaps a little more naughty than Rolling in Love in some ways, but again, it's a very kind of musky, smooth, easygoing one. It's kind of got a bit of a kind of almost dirty, naughty slash not quite cakey, but vanilla, which is a big part of this. Probably benzoin, but it has that kind of vanillic kind of thing about it. It's got a touch of cloves, other spice in it, and obviously quite a lot of musk in there. And now again, you're thinking, is this really a hot weather scent? Yes, because again, I have not the newest, version of it, not the Estee Lauder version of it. Yeah, we all know that's going to be guff. But the kind of before that, a few years ago, I don't know how old my formulation is, to be honest, but I know it's not a newer one, but it's not an older one either. So it's kind of much smoother. I have smelled older versions of it, and it's much less naughty in there. There is something about the older one that's a little bit, not quite, I wouldn't call it dirty, but it's got that little kind of wink about it, whereas my version is much smoother. And again, in the heat, this kind of comes off, and you do have, I think the spices in it work well in the heat to give a kind of a hint of something human. You know how we do smell in the summer and stuff. It just works kind of beautifully. So that's Musc Ravageur from Frederic Malle. Now moving away slightly to kind of a more kind of cleaner ones, and obviously aldehydic scents certainly will feature in this. Now I've just kind of got it, my good old pal Lizzie Beth gifted me a partial of it. And obviously I'd sampled it before that, so I do know the fragrance. That's number 22 from Chanel. This one, people often describe it as like the younger sister or something of Chanel number 5. Yes, yeah, I think that's fair enough. The DNA is fairly similar. The ylang ylang is quite bright in it. These are the differences. The ylang ylang and the lily of the valley are a lot brighter and kind of more effervescent, and it's the same with the aldehydes, and it gives it more of a fizz, a bubbly life to it. And then it's the aldehydes also, probably with the lily of the valley, give that more kind of soapy freshness. And I think that again the iris is probably a bit more noticeable in this, kind of mixing with them aldehydes and stuff. It just gives that kind of lovely white linen kind of soapiness about it. I could say it's got more life than well, it's not a flanker of that, it's a different fragrance, isn't it? But you know what I mean, the similarities are definitely there, and this is just more happy, more chilled, more kind of I suppose we'd use the word youthful, though I don't find Chanel number 5 particularly mature or whatever. And it's just, yeah, it leans more on the kind of soapy, clean, uplifting, fizzy, bubbly kind of touch to it. Beautiful fragrance. So that's number 22 from Chanel. Next is one we've heard a lot about. We're going back to musky heaven here. And again, similar kind of things to Rolling in Love, but definitely not the same. This is a Date with a Dame from One Way Bridge, and it's got a kind of cherry feel in it again. I have no idea where that's coming from. It's got tuberose, it's got a bit of anise, it's got this kind of naughty muskiness about it. The muskiness in this is absolutely heavenly. It's quite like ambrette, I don't know if it is, but it has that same kind of effect on me. But again, this has that kind of it's not aldehydic, but it's got that kind of soapy, beautiful muskiness going through it, and it kind of sparkles again, and it kind of makes it go brrrr. It's just got this magic to it, mixing with the florals. It's really, really nice. And this one, if we take them away, this one's more a kind of well, I'll just say it, sexy one. It's just got a certain personality and life and beautiful bubbliness and elegance as well with it. It's just really, really well done, and I'm comparing it to something, but it absolutely isn't the same. This one's more, I don't know what the word is. This one's just more outgoing, more life to it, more interesting. And we know how much I love Rolling in Love. I'm not, but it's the same musky kind of chilledness, and that works so well in the summer. Again, this one might be a little bit too strong to go too heavy when it's really hot, because again it's just got more of a presence about it. Beautiful fragrance. That's Date with a Dame from One Way Bridge. Next is another one, Lily of the Valley again, I guess. That's Kilian's Love and Tears, which I've spoke about a lot again. But I think it's really important to put this one in here because it has that kind of chilled, warm summer's day, and there's a kind of freshness from it. It's like a jasmine soliflor, but as you can imagine, the Lily of the Valley adds a bit more kind of depth and petaliness in, with the kind of little touches of greenness in there. And it leans, it's not like a banana-y jasmine, it leans a very kind of creamy, natural, outdoorsy feel, and it's just, again, it's absolutely magnificent. It's like walking through a meadow of jasmine, which I've never done because jasmine flowers don't generally grow in the UK, but it's got that kind of white green smell. So again, it's really clean and it's really kind of chilled, and I think jasmine is quite even this more natural kind of green jasmine is quite an alluring kind of scent, isn't it? It makes you feel a bit funny inside. It's magnificent. Again, I'm not going to waffle on, it's one I've spoken about loads. That's Kilian's Love and Tears. Now, I am going to put an Amouage in here, not surprisingly. and it's going to be Reflection Man. Now I was thinking it could be Reflection 45. I actually think that suits more of a cooler weather one. They are quite different actually, and one day I will own Reflection 45 when I sell a kidney, or you know, donate myself to science or something like that. But the original Reflection it's just a beautiful, again fitting with the vibe of this video, kind of white shirt, clean, gorgeous floral fragrance. Again, predominantly this is a very, very floral fragrance. It's jasmine, just lots and lots of jasmine. There is a touch of something aromatic in there. Is it clary sage? Because I think lavender's in Malle, isn't it? It's one of the two, and that's predominantly what it is, with a soft woodiness underneath and a kind of, again, that clean musky feel. It's not quite white musk, but it's there. But again, it's predominantly the jasmine, but on the kind of sweeter side of it. This is one of them fragrances that would offend nobody. It's very kind of easy to wear. It's very likable. It just smells very classy. It's a beautiful one. Again, like I say, predominantly jasmine. And you get all these people that moan about floral fragrances and stuff to do with gender and stuff. I'm not going to get into that. I really can't be bothered. But this one is one of them that just proves what utter dribble it is, because you get the same influences saying, "It's a bit feminine," going how wonderfully this one is and how it's one of their favourites. You're like, oh, mate, it's really floral. But whatever, let these people and their insecurities get on with it. That's enough of that ranting. But Reflection Man, yeah, just beautiful, classy, clean, white shirt kind of floral one that anyone could rock. And I don't think you could really dislike. It's very expensive for what it is, but it's very well done, so I'll give it that. And yes, it doesn't smell like Malle, but it definitely is part of that family, if you get what I mean. So that's Reflection Man from Amouage. Then we have, and this I don't know how this is musky and clean, but it is. That's Unter Linden from April Aromatics, which is obviously all about the linden blossom. Now linden blossom and I think it's mimosa are kind of the main notes in this, and there's a kind of lovely texture about it. I think that's the right word, isn't it? There's this kind of musky fizz. Now I think that could be coming from the blossoms actually, because it's not animalic, but it's got that kind of, you know, where it makes you kind of, oh, this is really pretty and tingly again. And it's not a complicated scent. There's probably a little touch of something a bit citrusy that isn't the linden blossom in there, and it's just really bright and it's really lovely, but it has this clean, obviously there's a bit of greenness about it, but it has this kind of cool breeze about it. And like I say, there's something in there that gives it this fresh cleanness, like just out the, well, not really just out the washer, but you know when you kind of sat and it's a breezy summer day and you get the blossoms have gone, haven't they, really, but you still get that little lingering feel of them in the air, and it's really, really lovely. If you like linden blossom and or mimosa, it just works. It's kind of a, I know these are whiter fragrances, it's kind of got that light yellow kind of feel through it. It's lovely. So that's Unter Linden from April Aromatics. Now it is a designer, they're always going to be in here, and I've gone for Prada L'Homme. It doesn't matter whether I go for the Intense or the original, but we'll just say the original. Now this has that, sometimes the main note in this is iris, and that can go a bit soapy and white and clean, and that kind of I often call it silvery, we'll come to that, but it's kind of got that beautiful, just rich kind of soapiness about it. There's other stuff in this. There's some sort of, is it sandalwood, maybe something like that, a clean kind of wood in there. There's touches of citrus and what have you that give it a bit of a brightness, but predominantly you're talking the texture and richness and cleanness of the iris in this one, and it's just one of them that for a very hot day you just smell soapy, and that's not a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying it's got a bit of life to it. It does have a bit of a fizz. There aren't aldehydes in it, as far as I'm aware, but it has that kind of, again, the soapy kind of texture in there. And that's basically it. I think we all know what Prada L'Homme is. It's a great classic fragrance. It's just one of them that you'd whack on for any occasion. It's a good one for the office, really, if it's sweltering and we don't have air conditioning here. You just smell soapy and clean. It's lovely. So that's Prada L'Homme. Next, sticking with a kind of white, silvery, clean iris again, is Bois from Dior. Again, this has that kind of silvery feel about it. To me, it's a big fluffy cloud above an alpine forest. It's kind of got is it cypress or pine or something in the opening, so it's kind of got a little bit of a kind of freshly rained on forest underneath this beautiful fluffy bright cloud, and there is a kind of clean muskiness about this one. This has that not quite soapy, but again a very white shirty kind of beauty and elegance about it. Yeah, obviously it's a bit woody, a bit woodier than most of them I've mentioned, but again it's gentle, very gentle. It's all about the big fluffy cloud of iris, really, and it just works really, really well. I don't need to waffle on about this one either, do I, really? Bois d'Argent's been about for years. It is a classic. It's one of my favourites from Dior, which is a surprise that there's so many iris in here. Not always a big fan of iris Oris, but it works beautifully in this. Just the silver strands, like imagine silk and clouds and stuff. That's the kind of way this one is. So that's Bois d'Argent from Dior. And finally, I'm going to go for another indie one, and that's from Papillon, and it's Hera. Now this is, well, predominantly it's actually Narcissus and Orris. There's a lot going on in it, but they're kind of your main notes in it, and it's I think it's got jasmine possibly in it. It's got a white flower in there anyway. It is very, very clean. It's very, very classy and elegant, and it does have a muskiness in there. The muskiness for Liz is quite it's quite a tender, beautiful, soft, gentle one, but it's all together very, very clean. The Narcissus and the other florals kind of gently sparkle in there. Oh, it really is so good. And the Orris, sadly, this is where I struggle with it a bit much. The Orris does kind of simmer out gently to become more powdery and lovely as it develops, but early on it's quite that potato chalky, earthy kind of Orris, and that's there, and it suits the fragrance. I'm not saying anything about that, just saying, but it does have this kind of whiteness, that kind of I don't know what you call the yellow, where it's really pale and just a splash of yellow in the white, you know, really kind of light one with little flecks of green and things like that. But yeah, I think Liz made it for her daughter's wedding, and yes, it's bloody perfect. It is clean, it is sensual, it's tender, it's kind of got a lot of life to it. It's magnificent, really. Even I'm saying I'd struggle with the Orris, I think I'd still wear it once that kind of fades a little bit. It's magnificent, and that's Hera from Papillon Perfumes. So yeah, hopefully a nice mix of these kind of fragrances. I don't know what I'll call it again, because what's going to be white shirt fragrances? That's boring. We don't need to know my thought process. It's not going to be just musky ones. Could be clean ones, couldn't it, really? Who knows? Well, this is the video. And yeah, a nice mix of prices and different kind of perfumes and styles and what have you. But I think for me in the summer, you do want these kind of lighter ones, and I am very a floral musky person, so these are fragrances that I'd love the most in the heat. and I'm sure other people would too. But yeah, what about you? What kind of cleaner, musky or white floral kind of fragrances do you go when it's hot? Does it get hot where you live? I mean, I know I say it's only 20 degrees, you have no idea how hot it is. And the sky's quite a mix of blue and overcast, you can probably tell with the changing of the light and stuff. But it's sweltering. Do you even wear perfumes when it gets too hot? Because I suppose if you live in a hot country you would, but here it's such a shock to the system. Anyway, I'm just randomly waffling on. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye.